flag. This is the whole Veterans Memorial. Where's there? That one over there. God, that's confusing. And then these are the full size ones. There's nothing here. So what are they talking about? Okay, let's. This whole thing is Veterans Day? Is it F on one more time. Well, these all have flags. I'm guessing they're maybe. It looks like F. I wonder what area it is. I think just over 18. His birthday is July 4th. July 7th. It's what is that? Revelations 21. His mom was Jehovah's Witness. 3 and 4. This has been really hard for me, and I don't know. I mean, I don't think his body's here. They're kind of confusing about that. But that's it. How fucking bizarre. Like, I was supposed to play That's the Way by Led Zeppelin at his memorial, but they just made it into this Jehovah's Witness fucking thing, and so I didn't do that. And I just decided not to. Okay.
And I heard a loud voice from the throne saying, "Look, God's dwelling place is now among the people, and he will dwell with them.
Hi, welcome to Riverdale. My Nathan.
And God himself will be with them and be their God.
Focus
He will wipe every tear from their eyes. There will be no more death, or mourning, or crying,
It's been taking me longer to get these next couple of videos done than I usually do. It's pretty personal. So, I was thankful to be able to see that letter after 30 years, or at least the parts that I was able to see. And it was heartwarming to know that Yari considered me his best friend as well. I mean, I kind of knew that, but I wouldn't have had the nerve to call this video my best friend's suicide if I had seen that letter. I was thinking, Yari has a little sister that's 4 years younger than he was, and so I did a quick internet search, and I found her number online. And so I texted her, and she texted back, and we started talking, and I asked if she would visit with me and talk about Yari a little bit. So a couple days after that, I met Leia in Lakewood at a burger joint, and we talked for a little over an hour about Yari and just life in general too. And she was very generous with her time, so thank you, Leia, for spending that time with me. Interestingly, Leia now works for the Tacoma School District, working with youth who have experienced trauma. So I thought it was a very fitting occupation for her, and she's a very giving person, and she just gave freely of her time and her resources. And I know that sometimes this conversation isn't fun, so thank you for sharing that time and your memories with me, Leia. I really, truly appreciate it. Yari has a 27-year-old nephew who has a PhD. He's a really smart guy, apparently, and he looks strikingly like Yari. Like, I was like, holy crap, this is, like, you wouldn't mistake it. I'll put a picture. And Leia's son is now almost 10 years older than Yari was when he passed. A song that I wrote many years ago, I don't know, 15 or 20 years ago, but I recorded it with my brother playing drums on it. It's called I Am You. But without further ado, Leia shared with us about March 2nd. Thank you.
I don't know how much he shared
with his friends about our family life. There was problems. He was in foster, really bad family history of keeping family separated.
Really bad
Keeping family separated. It's rough. My aunt asked me to when I was a teenager. Everything that I knew about. Yeah, it's rough. I don't want us talking about family stuff. Beating my brother with the end of the belt, the metal end of the belt. Diagnosed with paranoid schizophrenia. It's rough. He is just so much horrible. Straight up told me he was afraid he was going to lose his mind. Gone to see him in the mental hospital, and I had been in the mental hospital myself, and so I diagnosed with paranoid schizophrenia. It's rough.
Was you suicidal?
Yes. Cutting to feel pain so that I could associate something real to the pain. The pain that I was having didn't make sense. Schizophrenia, emotional pain.
But
Horrible pedophile.
did you?
Brother did something to Yari, and it was like known in the family what his brother did to my brother, but he didn't get any therapy. He didn't give him any help. They didn't do anything to diagnose paranoid schizophrenia. But I can imagine him not saying anything about the sexual stuff. College professor who tested Yari and told me that Yari had an IQ of 180. Definitely an underachiever. It's not because of circumstances, not because there's just so much horrible. And we knew one of us was going to die. I didn't know that he had direct plans immediately to go off and
So he
kill
just
himself.
said one of us is going to die.
Yeah, one of us
So he
is
put out
going to
a
die.
virus or something?
Yeah, like he wasn't. He had attempted seven times unsuccessful. And but 3 of them were serious enough to be hospitalized because I was being taken advantage of by pedophiles. So Yari had to stay with my dad.
Okay.
Talk about the family secrets. I ran into the jogger that found him, and he told me that when he first saw him, he thought there was somebody standing behind a tree, and told the police about it. But when he went back by that same route again, 7 days later, he's still there. He was very abusive.
How many people in your church meet their spouse through the church?
Most of them. Yeah.
I can clarify that bit about the marker. We couldn't afford a proper burial at the time, so his remains were placed on top of my great-grandmother's Mary Taylor, which she may have been placed with her previous husband Panic, who died several years before her, and she got remarried to a man named Taylor. When Mom got divorced in '93, she got some money for Yari's marker, and it was placed sometime after that, but I didn't see it until some years later. His suicide has always been difficult for me, even though I did see it coming.